Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 33 of the Mingled Yarncast. I'm your host, Stephen, also known as KnitFan on Instagram and Ravelry, and this is going to be a quick episode. I'm going to be sharing with you today my color choices for the Westknits Mystery Knit-Along, the Mystery MusiKAL, as it's being called this year. And I say it's going to be quick. It has to be quick because I have to run out of here and catch my ferry in about 20 minutes. So we don't have a whole lot of time. But I wanted to get this to you because looking at the calendar, I realized I was not going to have a ton of time in the days ahead to make this video. So I wanted to make sure I got my entry out there in preparation for the MCAL. And yeah, a brief note about where I am. You can see that I've got my school club stash behind me. This is for our knitting and crochet club here at school. And if it looks a bit of a mess, that's because it's well loved and well used, and kids come in here and get stuff all the time. So yeah, it is a work always in progress. And also I am filming on my phone, which I don't normally do. I normally have my laptop, and the laptop camera is centered, and so I'm used to looking centrally. But right now I'm aware that if I look there, then I'm not looking at you. So I'm going to try my best to remember to look at the camera. But if I forget, you know, I hope you'll move along and forgive me for that. Anyhow, so this year was similar to last year. I said that I wasn't going to do the mystery knit along. I thought, oh, I'll take a break this year. I've enjoyed doing it in the past, but you know, take a break. But I started to see Stephen West's posts about the knit along and the theme of MusiKAL and his songs that he made in preparation for it, which were delightful. And if you haven't seen them, you should definitely go and check those out. So yeah, it was so much fun seeing those things. I thought, okay, well, I have to do it, don't I? It's really not a question anymore. So the question then became, what yarns am I going to use? Am I going to be Team Kit or Team Stash or Team something else? The previous 2 years, I ordered kits from Westknits, and I've liked them very much. This year, I thought, well, let me try something different. Let me try to pull from my stash and see what I've got. And yeah, you know, save a little money as well. That would be a good idea. That would be a smart thing to do. So I decided, as I was thinking about this, I realized I have the perfect yarn in my stash, actually. It was 4 skeins, because it requires 4 skeins of 4 contrasting colors. If you haven't already watched his video about which colors to choose, that is also an entertaining viewing as he sits and pulls dozens of different colors. He seems to like magically pull them from air. Of course, he has every color in the world at his fingertips, which must be wonderful. But yeah, so watch that video too if you haven't. But he stated that that the color choices should be 4 distinct colors that contrast quite a bit, not to rely too much on speckled or variegated yarns, especially ones that are going to blend together. It sounds like this is going to be something where we want to see very clearly the difference in each section. Whereas, for example, last year in the Go-Go Dynamo shawl, the kit that I got from Twisted Ambitions yarn, it was a deep blue and with a variegated speckled yarn that had that shade of blue in it. So there were moments where, you know, that the 2 blues touched and it didn't look like, it looked like one bled into the other, which was a cool effect for that piece. And you know, that was one of the official kits. So I bought that knowing that it had his blessing on it. But in this case, yeah, I wanted to stick with the solids and go from there, or at least semi-solid. So, like I said, I realized I had these perfect yarns ready to go that I purchased in Bordeaux in 2023 when I was visiting there from Lainerie, and they are the Lainerie yarns. And so I went and I had to find them. My stash at home is not nearly as organized as this. And it's, you know, in bags and in boxes and shoved in the back of the closet. And anytime that I go to look for something, it's a chore. So, anyway, these were the yarns here. Let me get them in tow. So, you can see purple, maroon with some purple effects in it, and this green, olive green, and this sort of rich, dusky yellow. And again, these are from Lainerie. Now, I was so excited to find them. I was like, oh great, I do have these. I wasn't making it up. My memory was correct. And I thought to myself too, before I found them, I thought, you know, these are the colors that were in the 2009 production of A Little Night Music in terms of like their poster art and album art and stuff. And that got me very excited because then I thought, oh yeah, the theme is music, so I want to do something that's going to have a musical significance. I have no idea what the pattern is going to look like and how it will communicate music through the stitches, but I thought, I'm in control of the colors and they can have meaning to me. And I saw that production and I loved that production. It's one of my very favorite musicals, so I was really excited to see it. It had Catherine Zeta-Jones as Desiree and Angela Lansbury as her mother. And then the cast switched midway to Bernadette Peters and Elaine Stritch, and I saw both casts. So that's a whole lot of diva happening in that production. But anyway, I was very lucky to be able to see that. Now, two things. One, turns out I was wrong about that color palette. I was misremembering things. 3 of these colors are in it. These 3, not the green. But that's not so bad because the other problem is this. These are, I could have sworn they were fingering weight, but they are DK worsted weight yarns. So they're the wrong weight. There's not enough yardage. It's just, I thought to myself, you know, should I risk it? Maybe it'll be enough. But I've done his projects in the past, and he kind of gets you to use most of it. And I'm already starting off with too little based on the weight. So I was a bit heartbroken. I really wanted to pull from my stash, and I thought this was going to be perfect. And so then I was like, well, okay, let's go back to the stash. Let's find some fingering weight yarns and see what I've got, because I know I have so many. If I'm, you know, stopping into a random yarn shop, usually I'll pick up a fingering weight yarn, because if nothing else, that can become a pair of socks very easily. And yeah, I guess I tend to use them when I buy them because I didn't have nearly as many as I thought that I did. And what I did have didn't really go together so well, I thought, at first. So I pulled them and then I set them out and I sat with them for a while. So here's, first of all, I'll just show you what I got. So I have this Traffic Cone Orange from Blu Fiber Yarns, just one of these. I have these two, which you may remember recently from my Blooming Brioche shawl. These are from Birch Fiber Arts Company. And I thought I was going to run out of this one, and then I did not run out of it. But I had ordered extra in case I did, because I didn't want to be empty-handed. So now I have these. So then I was like, See, I didn't like this a whole lot, because these two colors right here, this to me is giving Dunkin' Donuts. And I like eating Dunkin' Donuts, but it's a color combination that when I pass by them or when I'm in the shop, it makes me angry. I cannot tell you why. I do not like these colors together. However, the more I looked at it, I'm like, well, this is a lot brighter and this is a lot richer than the Dunkin' colors. Okay, fine, maybe this will work. And then this brown, which is mostly brown but has lots and lots of moments of red in it. Maybe something could work with this. I don't know. And then I had a black one, which I did not bring with me to school today. So imagine a black skein with this too. That was all I had from my stash that was fingering weight that would work together, even somewhat. So I was like, well, let me see. Let's see what I can do. And then I thought, well, let me just stick with these two. Let me just stick with the Birch Fiber Arts. And then I went back to the Birch Tree website to look and see if there were colors there that might kind of get me back towards this. Right, because these are similar in a lot of ways. So I was looking for greens and yellows and golds, but still just kind of holding off. And then the other day, we were performing, my choir, Master Voices, was performing at Little Island. We sang a evening of, well, we were part of a production called the Ivesiad. It was an evening of music of Charles Ives, and we contributed 4 hymns that are connected to pieces that he wrote. So anyway, we had a break, and during the break, I walked to West Village Knit and Needle, which was about 15 to 20 minutes away. And I thought to myself, I'm just going to look and see if I can find like 2 complementary skeins to go with this. And I didn't have these with me, but I've looked at them long enough, I kind of knew in my head. So when I got there, I started to look around, and I was thinking green and yellow. So I found these 2. These are Malabrigo sock yarns. And this is a little bluer than I wanted, and this is a little brighter than I wanted. And, well, I keep looking at this and thinking, maybe. But I also saw in the same bin at the yarn shop these others, and these are also Malabrigo socks. So they're all the same base, they have the same feel, they have kind of the same saturation, I guess, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. So we got a blue, a purple, a green, and you know, when I say blue, there's a little purple in it, and when I say purple, there's a little white in it, and green, there's a little, I mean, they're all they're not pure. Blue, purple, green. And this is a fairly pure yellow, and I like the way that they work together. I think that'll look really, really nice. But then I get home, of course, and I'm thinking, well, is this the safe bet? Because I work with these colors a lot, and I love them. And I haven't done this exact palette or anything, but, you know, these are definitely playing safe for me. But they had they had another advantage to them. So remember, I was thinking to myself that I would do the Little Night Music palette from the 2009 production, but then I realized as I was looking that these are fairly close to the original production and many subsequent productions. And then that got me down the rabbit hole of looking at all of the artwork connected to A Little Night Music. And that's when I discovered that there was a production done at the Kennedy Center that had, let's see, it was this palette. And I was like, oh, that's kind of funky and weird. And I don't hate it. I wouldn't put the orange and the pink together, though. I don't want those to touch. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. As I say that. I don't know. I don't know. This is, I feel like it's taking its inspiration from A Little Night Music, but then it's veering into like 80s new wave punk. And that's fine too, because I love that era. I don't know. I don't know. Do I play it safe? Do I play it sassy? Do I swap out something else? Maybe the green comes in with the yellow, or maybe, or maybe, no, I don't like that. Anyway, all of this is to say, oh wait, you know what, sorry, I did bring 2 other things that I thought I might swap in. So when I realized that I like this, I actually love it, but I might want something more, I thought, let me maybe use that skein that I got at Circle of Stitches in Salem, the Toil and Trouble. But if you look at this with these others, I mean, it's like exactly the same shades, practically. And so I know that if I use this, if I swap one of these out to put this in, it's definitely going to bleed into them. And maybe that's not the thing that I want to do. I don't know. And then I also have several skeins of this. This is star wool lace from online. There you go. I have several balls of this in my stash. So swapping one of these out with this would be interesting too. It's fairly, well, it's similar to the other one without the yellow. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to swap either of these two. If I do anything other than this, it would probably be this. But would I wear this? If I make a shawl with these colors, would I use it? Would I wear it? Gosh, I just don't know. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you think. I'm very curious to know what you think. If anybody has strong opinions, please share them with me. Even if they're not strong, even if they're just, you know, mild opinions, let me know what you think. Because like I say, I do think I will go with this in the end, knowing me. But this is fun. I will fully admit that. Although I will say this too. For these colors, once I determined that I could still do, I could still get away with calling it my little night music shawl, or my, are you ready for it? A little knit music. Don't you love that? I could still use that theme. I could still post things with those songs, which I love. It's some of my favorite music ever. I mean, I can do that anyway. I don't have to have the same color palette. I know this. I don't mean to sound like a crazy person, but you do realize that I'm an English and theater teacher, so that means that I have lots of passion for plays and musicals, and I like a good symbol and a good metaphor, especially when it's coming from colors. So I can't help it. It's how I'm wired. Anyway, I found out that my other favorite, well, I have two other favorite Sondheim musicals. They are Into the Woods and Sunday in the Park with George. A Little Night Music, Into the Woods, and Sunday in the Park with George. And not in that order. It depends on my mood. It depends on the day. But this is very similar to several of the posters and album covers for different productions of Sunday in the Park with George. So I'm like, okay, that works. That makes me feel good about this palette, even better than before. Yeah. Oh, and then, then every Sunday I sing at my church, and I noticed as I was just kind of glancing out the stained glass window at an image of Saint Anne, the way that she's depicted in the dress and the landscape, it relies heavily on these colors too. So then I was like, all these signs are telling me that maybe this is the way to go. But, like I said, I'm open. We'll see. But do let me know what you think. And I really can't wait to get started. I'm looking forward to this MCAL. I realize, too, like I'm going to have to probably wind all of these up in case I decide to change at the last minute. Because some people, you know, they like to do it without ever seeing any of the clues or anything that's posted on the day of. I'm kind of the opposite. The moment that somebody posts something, I want to see what it looks like. I'm not too worried about having the mystery ruined for me in that regard. It's still a mystery. I'm still going to learn new techniques and everything else. And anyway, it was a mystery getting up to that day, to the moment that I saw the first clue. So, yeah, I may see the first clue and be like, ooh, no, now that I see it, now I know for sure that I want this other color palette. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's that. I'm looking forward to MCAL season starting, and I hope you all are too. So let me know what colors you're going to use, and let me know what you think of these. And yeah, happy knitting, everybody. Take care.